Well, hello everybody and welcome to the studio, and today I'm delighted to welcome Andrew Horder. Now Andrew, you run a coaching business called Joyful Genius Coaching, and I'm intrigued by that because well, being a Brit, often we're slightly uncomfortable around the word genius, aren't we?
Absolutely. Well, one thing I actually do say is I'm not setting out to get people going, I am a genius. But I do want people to go, I have a genius, and I want them to understand what their genius is. And for me, that's kind of made up of three elements. The work that you're naturally talented at, work that you absolutely love to do, and here's the bit that people tend to forget, work that you can get properly paid for. And I say there are three balls, and you need to get the overlap between the three balls. The power, what you do really well.
Yeah.
Passion, what you love to do, and profit. And actually profit is when it starts to focus on other people, not on you. A lot of people go, oh, profit, I can't get paid because I'm a coach, a healer, a therapist, whatever, somebody in one of the helping professions. So, I shouldn't be getting paid for this. It's a gift. Well, yeah, it is a gift. And it's a gift to you as well as a gift from you. You weren't given that ability in order to just give it away. You were given it in order to support you in supporting the world.
I do think that sometimes the things that we are best at, we feel so at ease with them that it doesn't feel right that we should do them at all, really, because why would I do that? It's it's just easy. I should be doing something really difficult.
Well, this is this whole Protestant work ethic thing of work is not supposed to be fun. If you're having fun, you're not supposed to be getting paid, and if you're getting paid, you shouldn't be having fun, which is of course complete nonsense, because it's when we're doing the stuff that we are brilliant at that we are having the most fun. There's this theory called enjoyment performance theory, which is an offshoot of behavioural theory. And it says that work that we are particularly good at is also the work that we enjoy. And the reverse is, if we're enjoying our work, then we're doing particularly well at it. And it becomes this sort of self-reinforcing circle. Because you love doing it, you do more of it, so you get better at it. And as you get better at it, you enjoy it more, which means you want to do more of it.
Yes.
And that's the way work is supposed to be.
Yes.
It's not supposed to be a grind.
Yes. And do you find a resistance in your clients when you start explaining this?
Oh, absolutely. That most people have been brought up through the corporate world where, you get your head down, keep your nose to the grindstone, just do your work, and then go and have fun in the evenings, go and have fun in the weekends. I mean, how daft is that? Because for most of us, at least half our waking hours are spent at or going to or preparing to go to work. Now, why would the world be set up in such a way that half of our waking hours we're not allowed to have fun? Does that make any kind of sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or we wait till we're 60, 65 and we can retire, so then we can have fun.
Yes. It seems very odd, certainly my plan is to build my business so I can carry on doing it until I drop, really, because I love doing it.
Absolutely. And that's where I want everybody to be. Where they found their joyful genius, they're living their joyful genius, they're getting properly paid for sharing their joyful genius, and it's such fun, they just want to carry on doing it.
Yes, and I think one of the sad things is for some people, the corporate world fits them like a glove and they love it.
Yeah.
And for those people, there's going to be a cut-off when they have to retire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas the great joy about running your own business is actually that doesn't necessarily have to happen. It happens when you choose.
Yeah. You decide when you've had enough. You decide when you want to slow down. And you might reach 70, 75 years of age and still be going strong. Or at that point you might be thinking, you know what, I want to slow down and just do a little bit less. And that's what you can do when you really know what you're on the planet to do, really. I do get a little bit woo sometimes, but I do like to describe it as real world woo.
Yes.
I do think we have a thing that we're on the planet to do, a thing that we are so good at. It would be a crime for us not to do it. And so many people are not doing that. Particularly those who've made that jump and they're going out, they're doing their own thing, they've left the safety of a job, but they're not doing what they love.
Yeah.
How nonsense is that?
Yes. Or they haven't overcome that fear of charging what they're worth.
Yes. Yeah, so they're out there doing it for all and sundry, and they're getting paid 30 bob an hour for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, realistically, we do need to be getting paid properly. We need to be supporting ourselves while we're supporting other people with our genius. And it's the old thing, like they say on airliners, isn't it? When the oxygen comes down, put your own mask on before you try and help somebody else.
Yes.
Well, that's the same with this. Find your genius, get properly paid for it, and then you can use your genius to help other people. But the first thing you need to be doing is working out, how do you add the value that is so great that people are happily going to pay you for it? That's the important bit.
Yeah.
That the value you add is so great that people are going to happily pay you for it.
Yes. Yes. And when you come across a new client or start working with a new client,
Yeah.
what's the most usual thing they sort of present with, if you like?
There's two things usually. Usually it's either they don't really know what their genius is, they think they know, and it's usually based around some sort of role. So, it might be the role of accountant or therapist or coach. But actually the way they really add their value is something that's much more intrinsic to them, something that's much more about how they uniquely do it. And the other thing is what we were just talking about, they don't really know how to ask for money for it. And that creates a problem. The sales reluctance thing is a big piece. And I've got a fantastic 5-10 minute program or process that I can do with people that just turns that thought process around and has them going, I'm actually not being a very nice person if I don't share this.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I love doing that one because the turnaround is just so great. And yes, it is. I can be a little bit sadistic with it. It's rather fun. See, being your joyful genius, finding your joyful genius, isn't about being all lovey-dovey and looking after the world. It's looking after you as well and having fun yourself. And I have great fun with my work.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it makes such a difference when you find that. When you relax into it, and the question is if you have a talent, a skill, a passion, and you're a genius, and you're not offering it out to the world, who do you think you are? To withhold that.
Yes. Well, that's the old Marianne Williamson quote, isn't it? Our greatest fear is not that we're powerless, but that we're powerful beyond measure.
Yes.
Who are you to hide your light?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's fascinating stuff. Before we came on, you mentioned a concept which you call joy stealing. Tell me more.
Well, I've found over the years that for every job that needs doing, there is somebody who can do that job with joy, can find joy in doing that job. I mean, all the way down to street sweepers, lavatory attendants, And if you're doing a job and you're not finding joy in it, you are actually stealing the joy of that person who could be doing it and getting joy from it. So get out of the way. And there's other ways that you're stealing when you're doing work that you're not finding joy in. Because if you're doing work you're not finding joy in it and you're getting paid for it, remember I talked about enjoyment performance theory? You're not doing it as well as somebody who would be enjoying doing it.
So you're shortchanging your client.
You're shortchanging your client. And of course you're shortchanging yourself because you're not experiencing your own joy in your work. So yeah, that's what I talk when I talk about joy stealing.
It's fascinating. And I imagine you have a website.
I do have a website, yeah.
Which is, tell the camera.
It's www.joyful-genius.com.
And if I was to visit your website, what would I find there?
You would find lots of interesting information, lots of articles and blogs and videos about the whole concept of joyful genius, how you find your joyful genius, what do you do with your joyful genius, and how do you get paid for your joyful genius. And there is, of course, a freebie on there. At the moment, it's a course called Unleash Your Genius, an online course. And actually, at the time of recording this, that's what it is on there. It might not be on there for that much longer, because I've just realised it's actually rather good to be a freebie.
Ah,
So it might be coming down. So I'm sorry if you're watching this after it's come down, but what I'll replace it with will be almost as good.
but the lesson is, if you're watching this before it comes down, get a move
We'll
on.
jump on and get it now. Yes, absolutely.
Andrew, thank you so much for coming into the studio.
Thank
It's
you
been an
for having me,
absolute
Jim.
pleasure to talk to you again. Look forward to seeing you again soon, and I look forward to seeing you again soon as well. That's it for now. Bye-bye.